When you're out on a date, it doesn't matter how nice and pleasant and charming you are to your date. If you're rude to anyone else outside of your date, like the waiter or the waitress, if you're rude to them, that's a huge red flag to your date. And it just wiped out all the charming things that you've actually said. And you don't want to be rude too. Like, it's not even just the way you treat people, it's in your mannerisms. Don't be boisterous in your body language. Like, I was actually at a huge, very, prestigious black tie event here in New York. It was the Inner Press dinner, actually. So like all the major network, the mayor, everybody, you recognized everybody that was at this place. And this guy that took me, who had been quite the gentleman, why I went with him in the first place, when everybody was kind of getting their coats, it was in the wintertime at the coat check, he pushed his way to the front and kind of went down to the end and jumped in front of a bunch of people. And I was horrified. And he was looking at me going, come on, there's no one over here. And like all these people that we were cutting in of, not that because they're news people, it makes them, any more worthy to not be cutting in front of them. I would have felt the same way if they were any other people. But the fact that he had that kind of balls, quite frankly, to do that in front of people that I respected so much, including the mayor of New York City. Why did this guy think that he was any better than any of these people, that he didn't have to wait in line, that he could jump to the front? So, sorry, I don't mean to get on a tangent about it, but it kind of blew me away. If that guy is you, you've clearly turned off your date. Needless to say, I never saw that guy again. So I think you need to be respectful and kind, hopefully all the time, but most particularly when you're on a date. If you've got that A-type personality and you need to be first and you do anything to be that, then be very aware that that's a choice that you're making and that most people are going to be highly turned off by that. So also, if you start talking about an ex, which you should not do anyway, but you're very rude about the date, how you treated her, the ex, trust me, your date is going, wow, this guy's abusive, or this girl's abusive. Women can be like this too. So you need to reel it in a little bit. You need to be charming and charismatic and in control and compassion, right? Love Buddhist philosophy. The Buddhists very wisely believe that if you have compassion for another person, then you can never be angry at them. But I think that also goes to being annoyed, right? A lot of New Yorkers, there used to be a commercial running here that said, let's face it, to a New Yorker, wait is a 4-letter word. And there's a lot of truth in that. However, you still need to be respectful of other people. And if you have compassion for other people, it will help calm down any kind of angst that you're feeling in really wanting to be rude to them. Put yourself in that person's shoes for a moment, and hopefully you won't be rude to them. It's really a huge, huge turnoff to be rude to anybody, but most definitely when you're on a date. I don't care how wonderful and charismatic and charming you are to your date. If you're rude to anyone else or speak badly about anybody else, then that's a huge red flag to your date. And really, you're tipping your hand that you're not that wonderfully charming person that you're good at putting an act on. You're really the person who was rude to the waiter. Don't be that person.